Hey guys, how's it going? It is the Dinosaur Gamer, aka Dino, and welcome to another video. Today, if you are not aware, on The Last of Us, they put out a new patch that really did, gameplay fixes, some bugs that they fixed, and, try to make the multiplayer a little bit more smooth. And they also did a really cool thing, with making a new game mode. It's called Interrogation. This is my first gameplay. I'm pretty sure the patch came out today. I just got on The Last of Us, and there's this patch up there. I'm like, oh, well, what's in here? Because usually, usually if there's a patch, it's usually maybe to a DLC or something. I'm not really interested in, or maybe it's just fixes and bugs and that kind of stuff. But when I saw they released a new game mode, I was like, whoa, I really want to play this now. It's called Interrogation. What you have to do is you have to down, I'm pretty sure, 5 enemies, but you don't want to execute them unless you know that, because what you have to do is, instead of going for a special execution, what you have to do is, you have to interrogate them. And once you get 5 of those, you have to find their lockbox, and you're trying to get the lockbox, which is the main purpose of the game, to get their lockbox. And you have to interrogate 5 of them, which is downing them and performing an interrogation, which is kind of like a special execution, except now it takes longer, and you can now be interrupted when doing it. So I kind of like how they added that into the game. I didn't like being executed, and right when the guy didn't even finish executing me, I would just automatically die, but he would just die in front of me. And I'm glad they fixed that, because I'm pretty sure that was one of the main things that they needed to fix. But when I first started playing this, I pulled out one of my favorite setups, which is the burst rifle. But after like a couple of seconds into the game, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm probably going to play a little bit more stealthy for this type of game mode. So I pulled out my silent semi-automatic rifle, which is, I think, this is the only gun I have a suppressor on, since there are only 4 classes. I probably wish I probably put a suppressor on my burster, because that's one of my favorite guns. But I kind of didn't realize that, but it's too late now. But we end up losing this, even though we did get the lockbox open before them, but they were able to come back a little bit. And you see me, but I would like to say this, I'm not the best at this game. You will see me mess up a couple of times with my accuracy, and that kind of stuff. I just want to let you guys know I am really not the best player at this. Am I decent? Yeah, but am I great? Or am I great? Not really. But yeah, so I don't like how in this game mode there was 4 boxes, but I like in this. I don't like how there's not a lot of them, but what you get from them is a lot of stuff. You can get a lot of stuff out of these boxes. It's the 2 middle ones, I believe, that you probably get the most from. But also in the patch, they made sure when you get parts that you really don't get the same parts over and over again. So if you're getting explosive stuff over and over again, but like you haven't even gotten any bindings, now it's gonna even that self out a little bit. Because I can remember, like, I could practically never craft the Molotov because of the fact that I would never find bindings. I could find all the alcohol and rags to make health kits and all that, but I could never find that binding to get to craft it, because there would not be so many. They would be very rare to find, and usually they'd be found in the middle toolbox in the map, which is where every good thing is. But then you would also have to count for, yeah, if you have a crafted weapon and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm kind of glad they fixed that, because really glad that we can get an even amount of supplies to craft more stuff. And yeah, because I would always craft smoke bombs and nail bombs. Those would be like right here. I told you my accuracy is not the best. I would have interrogated him, but I knew half of the team was outside, and I know if I went outside, I'd probably die. Because there's a guy right there. I can see somebody marked him. So I feel like executing him was probably the best thing to do, because he probably would have gotten revived or anything like that. Another thing they did, another little thing they did was now you can, revive your teammates, from a longer distance away. So, if your teammates, I mean, it's kind of helpful, but, you know, I feel like it's not, I never honestly had a problem with that, but I can see if you're, like, on your last, life, or span or whatever, and you really want, and you know that they're not close enough to get you, but now they are. So I guess that can be helpful. It really hasn't happened to me that much, because usually when I'm about to die and I'm like really close and no one has revived me yet, usually I'm probably dead at that point if somebody hasn't already executed me. Usually revives, I probably would have gotten revived right here, but, you know, he was busy on him, and I just got executed, slow and painful death, sadly. So I guess the revive thing is pretty good. Honestly, I never had a problem with it, but if it helps me out, I'm all for it. So that's one of the small things they did. You know, they tweaked the game here and there to make it better. And this is an interrogation right here. You kind of like it. I like how they changed it up a little bit instead of using execution. Yeah, that's the interrogation thing that you guys have to do. You have to get 5 of those. So he downed me, and then since no teammates were around me, he could interrogate me, and I don't know how many his team had, but you have to get 5. And once you get 5 interrogations, you can locate the toolbox, and you have to open it, and it does take a long time to open. I personally didn't. This is my first game, and I'm recording right now, so I only played one game. So I saw how slow it was taking, but as the game gets further, and this game actually went to overtime, and then when it went to overtime, we actually lost 2 of our players. I don't know where they went. They probably quit. So that was kind of disappointing. I didn't even realize they quit. I was like, when it said we lost and it showed 2 people, I was like, what? But what you gonna do? Like right here, you get a lot of stuff from toolboxes, since there's not many of them. And this is probably the only time I think I could ever craft a Molotov and a upgraded melee weapon in the same time. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, they fixed the game here and there. Besides the new game mode and a couple other stuff, it's usually like your other patches. You know, bug fixes, better gameplay to make the game smoother, all that stuff. You know, nothing really special. Well, except the game mode, because that's pretty special. Right here, I didn't even see that bomb, and I probably would have gotten a double kill because I saw 2 of them. That bombs are upsetting. I'm surprised I didn't actually see that, or I probably should have went the healing mode, but that's my fault. In this game mode, I don't know if it's like Survivors. I only played one game. I don't know how much points that you can actually get. I don't know if it's like, I know in supply rate I don't even get anywhere near the amount of stuff I get in Survivors. After playing this game, I feel like you can maybe get a lot of stuff in this. I don't know if it's something people with over 100 survivors should play if they're trying to maintain a high survival count. I mean, I don't know, because I don't really like supply rate, but if some people are really good at it and get a lot of parts in it, then yeah, good job to you. But I know that I don't get a lot of points in that game, um, just because like there's not many toolboxes, um, and then if you kill somebody, you have to grab the parts, but you know they could run away, and you know you don't even get them because they may get revived. So honestly, it's not my favorite game mode, and right here was kind of a fail. I probably could have killed him. My accuracy was better, but my accuracy is not that great. So yeah. um, One thing I actually hope they do is maybe, I don't know, this is just a possibility, upgrade the sniper, the hunting rifle power. I don't know if they should, because I have a feeling if they do, a lot of people would use it and it could turn really bad. Or, I mean, or it can turn really badly because I feel like the hunting rifle is okay, but you know, it's kind of annoying only having to aim to the head, and especially when somebody has body armor on, you know, it can be annoying having to take 3 shots, and I just don't feel like it's an effective gun, um, you know, because with all the body armor that you can buy, and that would take freaking, I believe, 3 shots maybe, um, but I, I just don't, I feel like that gun's, you know, not probably in my opinion, the worst one there is. If you don't really know how to use it. I don't really know how to use it. I've only used it a couple of times, and for the times I've used it, I'm not the best with it. And sniping in this game is a little more difficult, than in most games because there is no, it moves constantly. You can't hold your breath and keep it steady, like in Call of Duty or in Battlefield 3. Um, which is, you know, disappointing. I wish that it could be still, but it can't. But yeah. Other than that, I'll let you guys enjoy that gameplay that's left. But until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.